Installing a new cable using the cut and draw method. It's important when adopting the cut and draw method to consider the on-site risk assessment to ensure that the existing copper cable moves freely, whether 2 engineers are required for the activity, there is sufficient copper cable length to allow the cable to be disconnected and reconnected, the copper feed only serves the individual customer you are working on, and the customer is aware and agrees to the loss of service during the process. Some sequences in this video have been shortened or speeded up for ease of viewing. During parts of the video, barriers have been opened or removed to facilitate filming. In a live situation, full enclosed guarding must be in place. After trying several rodding options, we have decided to carry out a cut and draw of the customer's lead-in. With permission granted, we begin by cutting down the existing cable pair, being careful not to shorten any of the existing pairs, which will need to be reconnected at the end of the process. Gently pull on the customer lead-in whilst your colleague looks in the joint box to see which cable moves. Now pull gently on this cable in the joint box. You must ensure there is free movement and your assessment ensures there is sufficient play to get another rope or cable in place. Measure the free end of the cable to ensure you have at least 30 centimeters of cable to fix to. Any less and you should not proceed. Carefully fold back the existing cable pairs. Now twist to open up the draw rope and feed the UG cable in and out a minimum of 4 times, leaving a 2 to 3 inch gap in between each tuck as shown here. Here you can see the cable with the 4 tucks in place. Now start to tape the top of the cable and the free end of the draw rope as demonstrated here, making sure you have a good overlap on the cable. Finish by taping the whole length of the splice tuck joint so it's all covered with insulation tape. Now pull the existing lead-in cable into the joint box and coil it, whilst your colleague feeds the draw rope into the duct at the customer end. Do not pull excessively hard on the cable, and if it gets stuck, stop, pull back at the house end and try again. Pulling excessively hard runs the risk of losing or stretching the existing cable. In this case we have success. The draw rope arrives from the customer. Now we return to the customer end to cut and secure the draw rope, which we need back at the joint box to pull through with the existing cable. So with our existing cable attached to the draw rope, we can now splice a new piece of draw rope into the existing one going to our customer. We create a tuck splice by simply twisting the draw rope and passing the free end through the hole in the rope as we did before. We need to ensure the rope passes in and out of the existing rope at least 4 times over a distance of at least 50 centimeters to ensure a good tight connection. Finish by taping the free end and the trailing edge of the new rope as shown here. The engineer at the house end can now carefully start to pull on the draw rope, whilst the engineer in the box can feed the draw rope and the existing copper cable back into the duct. Here you can see the new rope and the existing copper feed arriving. Pull through a little more draw rope and secure it out of the way. Now detach the copper cable from the draw rope and reconnect the customer service as shown here. We have shown this process with 2 engineers. If you are able to safely dispense the rope and cable simultaneously without it snagging, it may be possible to complete this activity using a single engineer. Should a snag occur, return to the joint box or customer end and free off the rope or cable. Now measure out the required cable length and select the most appropriate sized drum length to cover the duct and lead-in. Ideally, the drop wire pulley should be fixed to the cable bearers in the joint box. In this case, there are no bearers in the joint box, so we've clipped the pulley onto the cable dispenser as shown. Passing the cable through the pulley first, we need to attach this to the cable grip ready to pull towards the customer. Offer up the grip and apply sufficient adhesive cable tape to cover the cable for the length of the grip plus a little more. Now push the cable grip onto the cable, working it right up to the end of the grip as shown. Apply a piece of adhesive tape to the end of the cable grip to stop it coming loose. Now pass the free end of the draw rope from the customer through the loop in the cable grip. Using the splice tuck method, slightly twist the draw rope to create a hole and pass the free end of the rope back through this hole. Repeat this a further 3 times so you have 4 tucks in total spread over ½ meter of the rope as shown here. Finish by taping the free end of the draw rope and the end that meets the cable grip to stop the rope and cable getting snagged in the duct. With the joint complete, the engineer at the house end can now pull on the rope whilst the other engineer feeds in the cable. Now continue to pull through the remainder of the cable until it reaches the end stop on the cable drum. Lead in the cable as required and refit the duct bung and customer's capping.